Hey everybody, this is Friendship Club's Friendship Exchange, brought to you by Nike and St. Alfred. Today we have an incredible talent, BJRNCK.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Thank you so much for doing this. We know you were traveling, and now because of the Rona,
things getting kind of crazy.
Did it affect anything you had going on?
Honestly, I feel like all artists, I was thinking about that. I'm like, dang, like, it's not really affecting me. I stay in the crib, I work at home, like, yeah. I don't know, it's not really, like, too crazy for me, but I'm like, oh, people who live regular lives, like, who's, like, have jobs and kids, I can't imagine having, like, 3 kids in my house. No, I would be going crazy.
Or just having that, like, the normal regimen of all the time, like, knowing you're doing this at every
from
day.
This time to this time, I'm just, like, free schedule, so I'm like, oh, it's cool. I get more time to do what I need to do.
Well, I like it because it's making people focus up more on themselves, and
exactly.
You get a chance for some self-love, some reflection. You know what I mean? I obviously what is causing it is a negative. We don't want people out here dying.
Yeah, but it's all, you can always
Rona.
Pull positive out of something negative for sure.
You know, and the earth is like getting better. Everybody getting better.
No, seriously,
seriously. Nice
we needed this little break, low key. Unfortunately, it had to come like this bad way, but we kind of needed this. I'm seeing kids outside playing catch. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, go outside. Yeah,
it's cool. So are you mainly in LA or are you in Chicago?
Honestly, I'm both places. Awesome. I feel like equally. I'm here like 2 times a month at least for 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'm there. I'm back and forth. But I guess you could say my main station is LA.
But you're originally from Chicago?
I'm from Chicago. Yes, from Chicago.
What side?
Native. South side.
Okay. Tell about it. So tell me, like, how do you pronounce the name? It's BJRNCK, correct?
BJRNCK, yes, BJRNCK.
And then where does that come from?
So it's actually my last name.
Oh.
Yeah. So like when I was younger, I've been doing music for a long time. Like I grew up in the church, started there. And like as I got older, when I started listening to like, you know, more R&B artists, I kind of started to venture out, and I'm like, oh, I want to do music. I want to do R&B. Like, this is my thing. Try to mix it, you know, mix the two together. And I would go by, I went by other names. I'm like, Tiana Janae this. I'm going by all these names. I'm like, I hated my last name. Like, in school, everybody called me Brunswick, BJRNCK, BJRK, whatever the fuck they could call me.
I had a similar story.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you know what? It took me a long time until I was like 19. I'm 22 now, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to embrace this name because it means something to me. You know?
It's fire.
It means something, and like I wasn't really close growing up with my dad, and like now we've kind of like somewhat built a better relationship.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm like, wow, okay, you know what? Let me embrace this side.
Let me rep it.
Let me rep this side of my family and be proud of that.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and I really like the fact. Well, you know, just from a brand standpoint. If you Google BJRNCK, you come up.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all. Exactly.
There's nothing else. Where like, you know, I have a very like common last name, Holt. But where I grew up, it wasn't common. So all the teachers called me and my brothers just Holt, and so we was always called Holt. So like I named my artist name Holt, and then when you Googled it.
Oh, so your last name's Holt too?
Yeah,
that's cool.
So but when you Google that, your boy don't come up. It's like all this stuff, and I had to put an X in it just so you can find me, which is another headache. Now people are like XXL.
Exalted.
Yeah, but I think it's fire to take something that you didn't necessarily like and then turn it in, like, you know, make it your shield.
Exactly,
almost, like.
for sure. No, it definitely gave me more confidence even. Like, you know what? Yep, this is me. Like, this is me. And being an artist is, like, for sure about being yourself to your fullest extent. So, like, BJRNCK, I'm like, yep, that's me. I'm repping, period. You got a problem? I don't care. You gonna learn it.
So you have, like, kind of created a whirlwind, in my opinion, on the internet where you're almost more infamous than known, if that makes sense. Like, people know your name, they know your look. People could like dress as you for Halloween. You know what I mean? Like, you have
it's
just like you have a specific style, you have a specific look, you have you carry this ambiance around yourself that I think is incredible.
Thank you.
Because a lot of times you'll have an artist who's creating a sound and, like, you know, trying to find themselves, but they don't really know their look and things like that. And to me, you're like kind of creating your own universe that precedes what you're about to set up, which is the music.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I think that's an incredible thing. And obviously I believe it stems from fashion.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love fashion. It's crazy because, like, in high school, like, so I was here, like, I stayed in Chicago until, like, my sophomore year of high school. And I moved to LA.
True.
And to go to this art school. My mom, she was, like, leaving a bad relationship, and she was like, let's just move. I'm like, LA, like, let's go there. My dad was already there, but I'm like, let's go there. Let's just try to start over. Let's figure it out. I can be in Hollywood, and, you know, we can really get into this music thing. So we packed our bags, and we headed over there, and like at first it was real hard for me to adapt to the environment because like I went to an art school, so like everybody's dressing freaking crazy, like dressing all types of weird.
The Midwest,
yeah, and I'm coming from the Midwest where everybody has to dress the same, like or else you getting called out like you lame as hell, boy. You know, like I'm not trying to get flamed. People out here wearing black Air Force Ones. I'm like, oh, okay, this y'all getting down. Y'all getting down some craziness. So like sophomore year, really not until senior year, I like stayed with my hoodie, never did my hair. I was kind of covered. I was like, I don't really know who I am yet. And like senior year, when I started getting into like the R&B more and getting into my own thing, I'm like, you know what? Let's just throw this on. Like that kind of gave me confidence. That school, like seeing other people just not care. Like those kids were so careless and free. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's art school.
I wish I could bring my Chicago fam, like everybody I went to school with. I was like, I wish I could bring them here so they could experience this because it was so different. Like very open.
That's
very
so
open.
cool, man. Like it's crazy because you can run into just like a small piece of a subgenre can open up a world for you. That was like for me with punk rock. I used to like secretly listen to punk rock all the time as a kid. But I was like I was obsessed with it because I'm pretty hyper, right? And my natural state is pretty much always on 1,000. I can like jump through a wall at any moment, and punk rock was the first type of music that I heard that matched my energy. I never heard music that was just so like so to break everything. And so because of that, I got the confidence to dress how I wanted to dress. Because I was just like, I thought that they got metal on their jackets. That's fire. I want that. But you know, coming around the way that it wasn't hidden. Like... But because of the punk rock mentality was so much like the Southside mentality was like, I don't care.
Exactly.
Try me. Exactly. You know what I mean? And it gave me that confidence. It's like, you know what? I'm going to just do it anyway. If anybody got a problem, I'm going to step to them.
Confidence is everything. Yeah. Like, that shit really, it sets the tone for how people going to look at you, react. Like, you could have on the worst outfit ever for real. As long as you walk in there with some confidence, people going to be like, dang, that was fly.
Yeah.
Like, it don't even matter what you got on in real life.
You decide if it's fresh or not.
Exactly. Your energy is making it fly. Like, that's 100%. What happens.
The confidence behind the look is always that. Now, you obviously can pull off, like, the cool thing about your style is that you can pretty much pull off any look. You can wear crazy dress, you can wear fitness gear and whatnot. And I know that you're heavily into fitness. And what does the sneaker portion play a part in your everyday visual?
Man, I actually hate heels. So, I mean, I don't hate them. I'll wear them. You feel me? Because you gotta step in them sometimes. But like, man, I like my feet to be flat on the surface. I like to be able to know. You feel me? Anytime I need to get out the jam, I'm like ready. Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's in Chicago.
That's definitely in Chicago. I gotta be ready. But nah, sneakers for sure have to be comfortable. I mean, I love Jordans. I love Nikes. I actually just recently started to get into airmax again too, because they've kind of been coming back up.
Well, this is for airmax.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't know. Sneakers, that's really my main closet. I got like 3 pairs of heels in my closet, and like I have a whole row of just sneakers.
Now, are you into like the culture of sneakers? Like do you wait for drops and things like that, or are you kind of like only find things to your personal style, and if you see it and you like it, that's
you know, I'm more of a see it and I like it type of person. Somebody just told me like, bro, you should be knowing about the drops and all this. I'm like, dude, I don't got time. Like, I'm not looking to see online, get on these apps and wait on a waiting list and wait in line. Like, I don't know. But
no diss, but
exactly, no diss for sure. Because I commend people because I'm trying to buy my shoes from you now. Right. Like, that's how it goes. It's just a system. I'm not one of those people. But I'm like, ooh, dang, they just dropped. That's tight. I want to get them. It's kind of more so what I see.
Do you ever run into situations where you see something that you think you really love and then you can't get it because because of the hype around the shoe?
Yes, I'm pissed currently about these dunks. I don't know what they were. The SB dunks. They were pink and like velvet and red, and I just love them. So if anybody sees this and you can get them for me, please get them. I really almost cried about those.
Man, you know, what are you gonna do? I like the fact that the sneaker culture has become its own thing, and people have put a sense of value on it. But I know that, you know, from a female's perspective, there's always been kind of a headache in a sense of getting the shoes that you want in the size that you want, or the colorways always having to be a certain way. Like, how do you feel as far as how they cater the shoe culture to women? Do you think it suffices? Do you think that there's enough out there? Do you think that they need to make more sizes? Do you think that they need more colorways? Like, what's more of a like, how do you feel about it?
I don't know. I feel like things are getting better because before it used to be worse. Low key, things are starting to switch. It's like in a shift right now, because I be seeing the men be like, dang, I wish I could get those shoes.
Yeah.
The guys are venturing into more colors now. Like, we got the color waves on deck. That's what we do have. We do have some nice color waves. But there's certain shoes that it's just like, man, you can only get them in the men's. My feet tiny. Like, you know, we do need to get a little bit. I feel like things should be broad spectrum. I know it's like they're trying to make it exclusive or whatever, but I feel like it should be a baby can wear them to a grown man, unisex,
just
anybody.
Yeah, like
it should be everybody should be able to wear them.
I totally agree. I feel like that's the general sense. You know, there's a lot, you know, of course, because of, you know, people are used to tradition, people are used to, you know, old patterns, right? You know what I mean? So a lot of these businesses are created on old mentalities, and because there's nothing to question it, it kind of just stays that way. So during that time, you know, the original sneaker was not even made for women because women's workouts weren't even for shoes. There were like no shoes. So like to have, I feel like nowadays guys will wear airmax is an airmax. So no matter if it's in a girl size or a man size, we're wearing the same shoes.
Exactly.
You're just wearing more, you know, feminine
the color,
shoe, but like I would wear those in that color.
Exactly.
So it's just like I feel like
my homie the other day just got a shoe. He got a size like 13, but it's women's shoe size. So he's like, I don't care. I'm finna rock these.
I feel like with the wave of the internet and information, like that judgmental mentality about like just the look on fashion has completely changed.
Yes,
like,
for sure.
You know, especially us coming from the Midwest, like the business casual look was the go-to. Polos and khakis and dress shoes. So if you were wearing this, you couldn't go sit at a nice restaurant, which is crazy because your outfit's $10,000. This dude is wearing. You know, he's wearing some like thrift store. Right.
Went to Ross.
He wearing some thrift store suit, but he can be seated because he has a tie on. That makes no sense. It's like I feel like nowadays that aspect has broadened, and especially in high fashion with the mixture of sportswear.
Yes, for sure. High fashion's super now. They're trying to tap into the culture. They're like, I mean, I definitely love the high fashion. Even the I feel like the streetwear is kind of trying to tap into I feel like everybody's intertwining. It's all intertwining, but it's super cool because it gives everybody a different aspect. Like you get to go over here for a little bit, or you get to combine them. It's giving people more freedom to just do anything.
Seeing the off-white Nike.
Like, you know, bro, that's like what? That's insane. Fire.
Yeah, and I love that kind of aspect. I know that you're heavily involved as far as like fashion and sport. Like, is it because you enjoy working out a lot? Do you have like a crazy workout regimen that
I didn't work out for a long time. I mean, I always been kind of like slim or whatever. Actually, I was kind of chunky at one point, and then I was like, let me get my life together. And I got a trainer. And when I went vegan, and so I was vegan for like a year, and I trained real hard, and I got super fit, and I just fell in love with fitness. Like the whole mentality of like being able to focus and zone in on this like particular thing that I'm doing. It was like when I'm recording or when I'm in the gym and cooking, those are my times when I'm like
little, active meditation.
My mind is like, it's literally active meditation for me. I'm not too good at just sitting still, but like those three things are times where my mind is fully clear and I'm focused I'm in the now, like that's at that moment.
Does any of your does the regimen of your working out like help you musically at all? I know a lot of people that
No,
like,
it does. I feel like, cause when I mean, not even the regimen, but like me looking at myself, I'm like, girl, you look good. All right, I feel good today. It's confidence. Like we circle back into that, or
That's
being
true.
healthy, being able to wake up with energy. Like I don't. No shade to anybody who does eat, steak and stuff like that, but I don't eat that, so it doesn't make me tired. Like I'm not tired in the morning. I'm waking up ready for my day. Like most people, especially artists, wake up at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I'm up 8 a.m. My brain is already working at that time.
So you're just ready to go. That's awesome.
For sure.
Like, and I know that the big portion of that is diet. Like a lot of people are thrown off by this idea, but it's true. Like if you diet well, it brings you more energy than coffee or Red Bull, any of those things, because your body is working at the right levels.
Exactly. Even with what's going on right now, like how they're saying people's immune systems and all that, it's like, get yourselves right. It's time for us to like wake up. They're putting so much in the foods and everything. Like we got to wake up and do better for ourselves.
Absolutely. So how long have you been doing music like professionally?
Man, so sorry to keep bringing high school back up, but
it
was like not that long ago. So when I was like 17, so like my senior year of high school, that's when I had been recording before, like, but it wasn't as serious when I like tried to put a project together. I was like 17 years old, and it's crazy because I was in LA, but I was always coming back to Chicago because the energy just felt like home here. I was like, I don't want to record nowhere else. Like, I don't want to work nowhere else. I don't want to work with no other producers. So my mom would like allow me to fly, and every other weekend she had like buddy passes. She worked at the airlines. Exactly. So I'm like, bet I'm on every standby flight I can get on. Exactly. So I was always out here working.
It's the energy. Like it's impossible to try to explain the valuable vibe of the city of Chicago.
It's nothing like it.
It's nothing like it.
You got to be here to experience it for sure.
It's like a freedom to be yourself, but also like
it comes from a place like we got a story to tell. So I feel like
there's like a strength in it. Like no, you need to hear this.
Exactly.
You think that's what pushes your career, your Chicago mentality?
I think it all does for sure. Like my Chicago mentality definitely pushes me. Like growing up where I did grow up, the South Side, even like being like not being able to see certain things. Like I'm like, girl, I want to help. I want to make it. I want to make other little girls be like, dang, I grew up on the South Side. Like I can make it. Like I can dress fly. Like I don't have to be regular. Yes, you can make it fly. Just be confident.
Super dope. Exactly. I really like the Chicago freestyle that you put out.
Thank you.
I like the aspect of, because you do R&B, but you do it in a very unique way. Like I like that some of your music, even though it has that R&B vibe, like there's a grit to it.
And that's, I feel like that Chicago where that comes into play, because I definitely grew up
drums
listening
hit a little different.
You feel me? I definitely grew up to listening to Chief Keef. Like definitely grew up on that. I grew up in that era. But I feel like it's like, because I did grow up, my mom was super into Usher and super into Brandy and like creating those aspects with me going to school out here and like learning Chief Keef, and I'm like, okay, I need to find a way to make that soul mix with this little grunge grime situation and make it into something.
And I know a lot of that has to come with a lot of self-assurance, and it's really hard, especially in the industry that you're in, where you're constantly having to second guess yourself, because once you become an artist, there's a lot of people, especially, the funny thing is when people are believing you, a lot of times you have to work and maneuver through a lot of opinions. How do you maneuver through keeping and continuing your sound while also growing in this process?
Well, I mean, not only being like an artist, but being a woman is like super hard in the industry. Absolutely. I feel like, we're always getting second guessed, or always like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. I think
crazy.
Honestly, the way I just maneuver, I just straightforward, not
just
listening.
Knowing. You just gotta know.
You just gotta know. I mean, you gotta just believe in yourself. Like literally, if it feels good to you, like we were having this conversation. If it feels good, if it's in your gut, you gotta really go with it. That's what's right. God is giving you a sign. Like take it and run with it. Like don't let anybody else tell you different.
Yeah, you gotta let them. You gotta show them your vision.
Exactly.
So fire, man. I love it. I love your sound. I love the look. I love like. What do you have coming up for us now?
I'm actually in the process of mixing my project right now. So
full
that should be cool. Yes, full album.
Ooh.
It's gonna be like, well, I don't want to say the number because I don't know, it might change.
Right.
But I just did a video. We actually just finished the video.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. It's gonna be a really good project. I feel like it's my debut pretty much.
Incredible.
So and I really put my heart and soul and everything into this because it's just been a journey for me of like learning the ins and outs of the industry, thinking I was signed and then learning I wasn't, and then like it was just like it's crazy. Like okay, like you know, oh I'm getting flown out here, and then you realizing like this doesn't matter. None of this other fabricated stuff matters.
Tell them.
None of it matters. Just do you and work hard. Work hard, because that at the end of the day, like that's gonna pay off. Not the cars, not the jewelry, not that other shit. Like being you and doing what you love is gonna make you happy, and just it's gonna sell. It's gonna do what it's supposed to do. Right. Like in divine time, and you just gotta keep going.
Love it.
Don't give up.
People need to know this because there's so many artists out there that think that they have to go through like the same ropes, and it's like no, this is your own journey.
Exactly. There's no destined. Because I even went through that where I was where I'm like, dang, well this person did this. Well, let me look at how many songs this artist put on her project, or how was their cover. It's like, nah, this is different. Like this is me. This is BJRNCK. Like what would BJRNCK do? What
would you do exactly? It doesn't hurt to like get see a reference point.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I know for a fact the more successful you get as an artist is because you're finding yourself and you're becoming more sure of your decision.
Of who you are.
And that's it. You know what I mean? There's no other aspect to it. Like there's no like you meet this person and he does this for you, or you get this thing and now you're this way. You just come into your own and you know in your heart what you want and how to convey it, and then people are going to react the way they're going to.
To
of course, because they react to you. And if they like you, they're going to like with your music.
Back to that confidence. Once you do it, people going to follow suit. It's just simple.
So as an artist, like I know most artists, they have a whole team and whatnot, but do you style yourself or do you have a stylist?
No, I style myself.
Yeah, I
style myself. No stylist. But yeah, no, I style myself. I don't know, like Instagram is amazing. Like being able to see and get influences from all these different, like I'm looking at all these different designers, these women coming up. I'm like, wow, that's fire. Look how she put that together. Like, you know what? I'm on to something. Let me go in my closet, see what I got going on. You know, I can't get that exact Chanel fit, but you feel me? I got something in here that could, you know, spice it up a little bit.
Does a lot of it come from shopping, or do you source things? Do you have a lot of like old pieces? Like me personally, right? I have so many clothes from just the amount of the long time of my career. I've traveled everywhere. I was always obsessed with fashion. I was always obsessed with clothes, and we all start out as consumers. We all start out as people buying, and I've just developed such a big wardrobe because I don't get rid of nothing. I keep everything.
No, I'm the same way. I'm like, my mom told me, she's like, you have to like at least once a month like get rid of one thing.
Nah.
I'm like, bro, I need this because on God, like that piece right there that you talking about, I bet you in a month or 2 months from now, next year, it's gonna be like, this was the moment for that. This was the moment. Like
literally when a new like vibe or a new style comes out, I'll go in my closet and be like, something that I never even worn.
And you like, this
is perfect. You know what? I'm on this vibe now. Perfect. Boom. And then people will be like, man, bro, where you get that?
I had this 3 years ago, bro. Never worn them. Like, no, it just works out. I can't let my clothes go. They mean something.
Does travel play a part in your style as well? Like, is it because you were always able to maneuver in
for sure. It is.
Spots?
It's definitely because like when I go to LA, I come back here and they're like,
where you get
it's
that?
so funny because actually this happened to me this winter. I was so mad they opened a round 2. I mean, I was happy for Chicago to get a round 2.
For sure.
But I had bought this coat from round 2. I'm like, ooh, I'm about to be so cute. I'm about to stunt. And then they're like, oh, you know, they just opened a round 2 out here. I'm like, what? I come out here, everybody got my coat on. I was like, oh man, it's all right, man. We out here cute twins.
So how many? So you've been putting out basically singles and like I see you got a ton of features.
Yeah, no, lots of features.
That's amazing because I think that adds to your ambiance. Like, are you a person who just likes to collaborate with other people?
I do love to collaborate with people. I think that creative minds in one space is like magic.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, when I've been in the industry for a long time kind of, but I don't know, I always was around and I always could sing. Like that was my thing.
Right.
So everybody would be like, hey, BJRNCK, could you
Sing
know,
on
hop
this?
on this,
Yeah,
sing
yeah,
on
yeah.
this. Especially coming here, like, Save Money, all of them,
Right.
Sabbath, like, everybody
Yeah.
was like, bro, let's call her. She knows how to get on this and do
Right.
raw. So, especially coming from gospel, knowing how to do the harmonies and do all that, it was easy for me. So that's kind of, really features is how I got myself into the door. Like, people
That's
would just be
amazing.
asking me to hop on stuff, do backgrounds, and I always would just pull up, like,
Yeah.
whatever, I'm here.
Yeah, you definitely seem like somebody who seizes the day. You see an opportunity and you take it.
Exactly.
I think that's especially, being a woman and constantly being in a male-dominated genre.
No, I got to represent for us, ladies.
Yeah.
We got this, honestly.
But do you feel like it's getting better? Because I feel like, but then again,
No, roles are changing. It is changing.
Yes.
The world is changing. Women are we are dominating right now.
But
it's
that's
crazy.
fire.
No, I love it because
Yeah.
it's how it's supposed to be. I mean,
Yeah.
unity, but
Of course,
we
but-
are definitely thriving. It's our time. Like, it's definitely our time.
I think that it's just a collective growing and learning. Like, I can only speak for myself as a man, but I've never thought of it as different. I never thought, because you're a woman, I'm a man, that there's got to be some sort of different reaction. So I feel like majority of men, the best thing in our place is kind of to be quiet and let y'all do your thing and not
For
have
sure.
you know what I'm saying?
For
Like,
sure.
and to try to provide any type of platform. But like, I love the fact that, in today's culture, whether it's fashion, music, sneaker culture, art, like, there's no more asking. It's like, no, we are in here.
yeah, no,
and
for
we're
sure. We
doing it.
here
Yeah.
and we're doing it. We're not asking questions.
Yeah.
We're just taking one
And
foot forward.
I think for us, it's just the best thing to do is just support.
Let our women
like,
exactly
do your thing. You
Do
going
your
crazy.
thing, Ma. I
You know
see
what I
you.
mean? But I love it. I don't foresee, like, you have to have a small mentality to find a negative in people finding their own power. Right?
Exactly.
Now, there's all kinds of crazy cases out here in the streets, but to
For
me
sure.
in general, I feel like it's impossible to not become more intelligent on all aspects when we're so easily communicative. Like now, like I cannot see you for 2 months and I know what you ate yesterday because of Instagram.
For sure, because
so I
of
don't have, there's
Instagram.
not a disconnect. Now you can get real-time information when you need it.
Exactly.
So you almost have to force yourself to be ignorant to things, to be ignorant to things. So I think it's incredible. And I think that, what you're doing and the way that you're portraying, in my opinion, you're not just an artist. You have a whole universe. Like everything that you do.
It's a purpose. It's like
Visually, you're BJRNCK. Sonically, you're BJRNCK. Everything that you showcase, it has its space. Huge pleasure talking to you today. So what do you have coming in the near future that people could check out or maybe look out for as far as the BJRNCK world goes?
well, like I said, I'm working on my album, so that'll be coming very, very soon.
Fire.
And also in May, I'm doing the Comic-Con. I'm performing at Comic-Con.
Word,
It's gonna be
that's gonna be
super
hard.
fun. Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. I actually did the theme song for Cannon Busters. It's a show on Netflix that the animator for Boondocks did. And it's super
Crazy.
dope. It's a black anime, which they don't have many, but it's
Definitely
super,
finna go watch
Yeah,
that.
no, it's
Yeah.
super dope. And I just was blessed enough to be able to do the theme song, and now look at me going to Atlanta to do Comic-Con.
Incredible.
So-
But you know what? Hard work,
Pays
dedication. That's all it is.
Always.
I appreciate you so much
Thank
for
you
doing
so
this.
much, for real.
Everyone, this is BJRNCK. You can follow her on Instagram at BJR.
NCK.
Boom. BJRNCK.
Shout out.
Yeah. Once again, this is Friendship Club's Friendship Exchange brought to you by Nike and St. Albert's. Thank you so much for doing this, and we appreciate you and wish you much success. Peace.
Peace.